Yeah, I come out of prison, what, 78, end of 78, 79s, and I started doing unlicensed fighting. And I met Jimmy Tibbet, and I also met a guy called Cliff Fields. And we used to do a bit of debt collecting, yeah? So I went back in prison about 83, something like that. But we used to do a bit of debt collecting. Anyway, this particular time I got a phone call from Johnny Critterton, and Johnny Critterton phoned me up. He said, look, someone is mucking about, I'm a few shillings. Uh, can you get hold of Jimmy Tibbet and, we'll go and collect it. I said, look, I'll phone him now, mate. So I phoned Jimmy up. Jimmy was collecting bits and pieces with Cliff Fields. So I knew I was going to get my own bit of money out of that anyway. So look, Jimmy's busy. I said, right, can you come over? Can you find someone for me? I said, yeah, I've got someone. So I phoned a few people up and they didn't want to come. And I phoned a guy called Gordon, this guy Gordon, who phones me up now, So I said, do you want to come over to Lingfield and get a few bob? So he's up for ex-MMA fighter now, yeah? Not then, now. Bet you can have a white fight. So we drive over to Lingfield, meet Johnny Critterton. Johnny Critterton's telling him all about this guy. He ain't mentioned no names, John. Very plain, Johnny Critterton. Johnny ain't Critterton. He's not a name for her. Just they owe me money, mate, and that's it. No names. No names or nothing. Not a name for her, yeah? So he goes over the bridge, goes to the Blue Waters in Kent, yeah? Not far from Essex, that what sort of way, yeah? And the water's, it's not like Blue Waters, a shopping centre. It was well before that, yeah? And there's a big reservoir in there, and the water's blue, and it's a light blue colour, it's very deep, yeah? And behind that is an orchard. So this is where we had to meet these people. And anyway, went to the car park, goes to the car park, and there's these two guys in a Mitsubishi, like Jeep. We get out, me and John get out of the car, leave Gordon in the motor. Walk over, Johnny Crisden talks to one of the guys. Uh, One of the guys just picks what he's got to take off John, pushes John as if like John was nothing. John flies away. John's a big lump, but he's got dodgy legs and he's got one eye, yeah? He's like a king of the gypsies. He could have got 20 gypsies down there to sort this out, but he likes all our work. And anyway, but this guy took the piss. So because he'd done this to John, it was a quick reaction thing. Bang, I bit the guy. I bit him on the chin. Down he's gone. I hit him with a right hand crash. He's gone down. The other guy tried to step in. Gordon's jumped out of the motor. Me and him now are steaming into this other guy. So he bashed his other guy up. So the other guy that I hit, who took his thing off John, I've got it out of his hand, give it back to John, and we steamed him and give him a few clumps, yeah? And he did want to know, mate. He did not want to know, believe me. He got a clump from me. It was like being knocked out, mate. When I hit someone, they go, yeah? So we drove back. Johnny Critterton will not tell you no names. I said, who's these people, John? He went, don't worry, I'll sort this problem out myself now, way. I went, tell us who they are. We go back and sort it out. He said, no, I won't tell nothing. Anyway, I goes back, give my mate Gordon his money. Gordon shoots off. And now, I've back with Gordon. And me and Gordon now mates again, yeah? I mean, he's phoning up and he told me one story, and he told me a story about 2 hours ago, yeah? And I've been trying to get it together on my phone, but I had to wait for my phone to charge up and this, that, and the other. So anyway, so I cooked a bit of dinner. So now I'm telling the story. So Gordon says to me, look, when you went back and this, that, and the other way, you got a bit of bird, right, and you put away. I got Johnny Critterton's phone number, and Johnny should phone me up, So I said, you slipped it behind my back. Cool. He said, no, leave it, right? He said, I said, well, you better give me one bit of money mucking about, yeah? But what he went and see Johnny Critterton and started working with John, doing bits and pieces. And he's just told me something, that the guy that I hit knocked out on the floor was a guy called Pat Tate. I swear, man. I said, what? Not one of the Essex Pat Tate, not a geezer from Essex, the Essex mob. It's the same geezer way. His name's Pat Tate, mate. He went, do you know what? Honestly, I've been waiting years to tell you this. He said, but I've been watching your podcasts, been going through your podcasts, and you never mention once about the time you hit the geezer in the chin, right, over the blue waters. Perhaps you have done, but I know you never knew his name because Johnny Crichton wouldn't tell you his name. But I'm telling you now, Johnny Crichton told me it was Pat. He's called Pat Tate. I went, fuck off, I can't believe it. But anyway, it's what it is, mate. And I knocked him spark out, Pat Tate. And I mean, Pat Tate is a story, you know what I mean? And I can't believe it. It's, how it's come out. Anyway, bang, 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 nice one.